Am I the a-hole? AITA for telling my roommate his friends can't police my behavior? So I'll start by saying that I'm a smoker. I never smoke inside. The other day my roommate had some friends over. It was the one day of the week I had off, and since I work second shift I just asked them to be quiet so I could sleep. They weren't and I had to get up 2 hours earlier than I would for work. So I got up and made a coffee and got ready to go outside for a smoke. As I'm getting my lighter, my roommate's friend says he's not comfortable with smoking. I laugh and said it's fine, I'm going outside anyway. He says no. I'm not comfortable with you smoking while I'm here. Which took me aback. I said that's unfortunate but I live here so I'm going out for a smoke. My roommate chimed in with a you can go without for a few hours, it's fine, which really pissed me off since they were over for 6 hours. I didn't say anything and just went back to my room. After his friends left I went out to talk to him and said that I'm not okay with you bringing people over who feel entitled to police my behavior, which started an argument between us. My side is that I live here and I shouldn't have to change all of my behavior/habits to make his friends comfortable. His side is that he also lives here and should be able to have his friends over, and that I should be willing to adapt for a few hours to make them comfortable. I'm standing firm and told him that next time they're over for that long I will be going out for a smoke and if they're not okay with that they can hang out somewhere else. Am I the asshole here? AITA for canceling on family vacation after my newly widowed mom decides to bring her new boyfriend. My dad lost his 1.5-year battle with cancer 1 year ago, April 2022, at only 62 years old. He and my mom were married for 31 years. The few months before my dad got sick he and my mom were not on great terms and were contemplating divorce. However, through my dad's diagnosis and extreme ups and downs of treatment, they came together, squashed some of their issues and my mom was there to care for my dad every step of the way. I miss him every day. Me and my mom had always been pretty close but since my dad died I feel like I'm seeing and talking to her less and less these days and it makes me sad. In August of 2022, 4 months after my dad passed, my mom started seeing someone. She'd call him her friend, slip in mentions of him in conversation but I personally wanted nothing to do with him. Still don't. I thought it was too soon and told her so. Everyone grieves differently and dating after losing a spouse is hard but conversations I've attempted with this guy and the chemistry between them has been super awkward emo. I feel like she's disregarding any feelings or pushback that me, my sister and extended family have about this relationship. Large extended family, all very close-knit. She has now starting bringing him to events and parties and there is an awkward vibe when he's around. Nobody wants to say it out loud. This past week, he showed up unexpectedly at our family Easter party, at my parents' house. My mom knew he was coming and did not mention to anyone. Following tradition, we stood in prayer before we ate dinner and my uncle prayed out loud for those who we have lost and I felt so awkward that my mom's boyfriend was there, holding hands with my family as we talked about my dad, in my dad's house, almost only a year to the day that he died. We're now booking flights for a large family vacation in June, condo has already been booked for months, and my mom casually mentioned at Easter that she's bringing her boyfriend. I didn't hear this at the time and found out later from a cousin. I immediately called and told her my feelings about him going, I don't want him to, and she completely changed the subject and did not acknowledge what I told her at all. Not to mention, we had decided to leave a day early to save money on flights, but now that her boyfriend is going, it will actually cost me more because we will no longer be splitting the costs that we originally planned since they will be doing things separately. Money is not the problem though. It's now principal to me. Of the 20 family members that will be on this trip, not one person really wants him to be there, except her. He will be staying in the same condo and we are going to have to tiptoe around this awkward situation for an entire week while we should be relaxing and enjoying family time together. AITA for wanting to cancel on the family vacation and / or stick to my guns about not wanting her boyfriend to go even though she already booked his flight. AITA for hiding vegetables in my boyfriend's food. Throwaway BC. He spends a lot of time on Reddit. This is the most ridiculous argument I've had with a grown man. I, 28F, have been with my boyfriend, 36F, for a year and we moved in together about 4 months ago. One of the first things I noticed about my boyfriend was that he never really ate vegetables. He would sometimes eat them if we were out at a restaurant and they came as part of his meal. But he never ate them when I cooked for him. Originally I thought that maybe my cooking was the problem, so I asked him if he enjoyed my food and he told me he loves my cooking. On nights I didn't cook for him, he ate exclusively frozen foods and never ate the vegetables in those either. Naturally, he has some health issues. Vitamin deficiencies etc. He had phrased it to me as if he was somehow just genetically unlucky. I believed it for a while. BC. I don't know how that stuff works, but eventually it became clear to me it's because he voluntarily eats a vegetable like once a month. 6 months ago I started hiding vegetables in my cooking. If I was making pasta I'd put the vegetables in. I'd usually put in for myself, then take half out and blend it so he wouldn't notice the vegetable chunks and then tell him I'd just scoop the veg out of his portion. This happens more often now we live together because I do all of the cooking. He's been telling me a lot lately he's been feeling a lot better the past few months and has even had his doctor reduce the dosage of some of his medications and he hasn't had to take his multivitamin in weeks. I kept my mouth shut because I'm just glad he's feeling better and it really does me no harm to hide the veg in his food. Yesterday, I was making one of our regular pasta meals. It's one that's very easy to hide at least 4 veggies in, and I was about to blend my boyfriend's portion when the blender died mid-blend. I had to serve it in all its veg chunk glory. My boyfriend refused to eat the vegetables, but when he tasted the sauce he said it's weird how it tastes the exact same even though this one has veg in it. So, I confessed. He screamed at me and called me a controlling bitch and said that it's none of my business if he thinks vegetables don't do anything. I pointed out he said he felt better. He said his health was none of my business and that I'm a controlling, judgy and stormed out of our apartment to stay with his sister. His sister texted me to say he's fine but she agrees with him. My friends agree it's ridiculous that he didn't eat veg but agree I'm being an AITA. AITA for asking my brother to pay $30,000 for my engagement ring. I hosted a family dinner over the weekend. My brother brought my nephews, 4 and 8, over as well. I used to wear my engagement ring all the time, but lately I keep it in my walk-in closet and mainly wear it for special occasions. While I was cleaning up the dinner table, my nephews went to go play while the adults were still in the outdoor patio/outdoor kitchen area. My brother was not supervising his kids. During this time, my nephews went into the master bedroom without anyone knowing and started playing with everything, including my engagement ring. When we came to look for them, they panicked because they know they aren't supposed to be upstairs, ran into the master bathroom and flushed my ring. We called a plumber in case it was somehow in the U-trap of the toilet and not actually gone. But nope. Unfortunately it was gone for good. We still had the original receipt, so I called my brother. I emailed him a scanned copy as proof of the cost and asked him to reimburse me for the ring my nephew flushed. Immediately he started calling me an asshole because we were family and he was just a child. He has refused to repay the cost of my ring. I told him I will be taking him to court for this and now my entire family is blowing up my phone saying family shouldn't sue each other and just let it go. Edit, no, the ring was not insured. I found out the day after my nephew flushed it. My husband says he forgot and in the end never actually insured it. Edit 2, my brother says he does not have the money to repay even $100 per month and has refused any kind of repayment plan. He said I live in a nice enough house and if I want a replacement, I should just sell my car. Edit 3, my brother, to this day, has not truly apologized. It was a Canadian sorry. Sorry, not sorry. He said kids will do what is normal for kids, and they shouldn't be held responsible for a ring. They were supposed to supervise their kids outdoors with the rest of the family while I was busy cleaning up.